to championship weekend in his rookie campaign as a coach in Ithaca in 2022. He was a player for the Big Red only 10 years ago.
The Big Red in white as the higher seed in this game. Richmond in all red. And the first of four quarterfinal action games today underway. Picked up by Walker Wallace. Trying to get into an offensive player's cross right now so they can set up 6v6. Wallace still on the run. And now finally gets it to Ryan Goldstein. Gets it back to Walker. That ball picked off, passing lane.
There it is, that's the passing lane. You have to convert though on that exchange, given your offense.
Offensive skill. You know, the way those two teams passed the ball and moved without the ball was brilliant. Cascadden will fire. Figge forced to make the save.
Got to get this out if you're Richmond. Cornell will ride you and make it hard to clear. Look at Goldstein there. Relentless.
Gets his 29th on the season. The team captain evens things up here.
Yeah, mark my words. You see him as a goal scorer. You'll see him as a big-time distributor.
Cascadden again takes a shot. And for the second time today, forces Figge to go down and make the save.
These are unfortunate bounces off of 9 offensive players, and you have short stick D middies like Lamb flushing out on a break, sticking lower corners.
All those D middies, Lamb, Gilmartin, Box, Davis, they can all score. Cascadden can as well. He's getting opportunities. This Richmond defense is letting him run almost unabated to the crease. Flag down. Now we get a touch-up. That's area from both Syracuse and Princeton.
You think?
I would think this stadium is going to be
juiced,
packed for that second game we've got for you, but we've got a good start here, all knotted up at 2 apiece. Cascadden has owned the face-off dot. No question about that. Jared Chenoy is back. He played in the first game where these two teams met, Clark, but it was his first game back from injury. Didn't have a great game. He's gotten better as he's kind of gotten more to the flow.
Those blown clears earlier in the first quarter. You're playing the #1 team in the nation, the #1 seed, an offensive juggernaut. You want to control longer possessions, what they did, and have a little luck, Cotter.
That time Chenoy was able to win it initially, but the counter from Cascadden gets possession once again off the face-off to Cornell.
This is a team.
Lead by goals. We head to the second, Cart.
Part of Dan Shamati's answer, he said, we're winning backups. That's a sliding in recovery. So when they support a one-on-one matchup, their ability to go back inside and recover and get whole again is what's really impressive.
And they win their first face-off of the day after.
Average point of attack of that matchup against Hunter Smith just opened up everything because the slide had to go to him from Ryan Goldstein.
And a great decision to pass it to Goldstein and not take the shot, even though you're the leading scorer in the country.
Cotter, they're the #1 team in terms of assists per game. Who was recently drafted by the PLL Utah Archers, 17 in red.
That time it was Anthony Dicenso getting the face-off win for the Spiders, just their second of the game. The NHL playoffs continue tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern on ABC. Winnipeg fights to keep their season.
Get fed that kind of food.
Ravioli and some gravy. Dave, give us a call afterward. I want to give you my home address. See if we can get some ravioli and some pasta, some sauce sent our way.
Just love how Creo really let that one fly, too. He felt the pressure of the Cornell defense, and he timed it perfectly to get his hands free.
Winning some face-offs here now. Face-off, so Coach Shamati is trying, throwing everything he's got. All 3 of his main face-off guys in this game to see if he can find that combination. It's got to go against Richmond, though. So here's Firth. A 3-0 run for the Spiders. They forge their largest lead of the day at 2 goals. And Merklinger is 3 for 3 shooting on the day as well. As efficient as it gets. Long. They want to strike quickly, but can't do it.
And I was telling you, Cotter, this team in Richmond doesn't flinch. Cornell goes up early in this. The Eamon McEnany's and the Mike French's played less games, so they never really approached the century mark. But the Tim Goldsteins, the Rob Pennells, no one's had more points in a season than C.J. Kirst at Cornell. No player's ever scored as many goals in a career.
Chenoy back the face-off dot, and man, that would have been a great opportunity. They are a special offense, no question about it.
You know, both of these offenses, too, they specialize in not turning the ball over. And a little bit of a sloppy first half for both. Richmond, 10 turnovers. They only average 13 per game. And then Cornell turning the rock over 8 times.
Another chance here quickly for Richmond. Dust having to make the save. He had to go down low to take one away from Lucas Littlejohn, but it'll stay Spiders doing a much better job. Chenoy and company at the face-off dot.
That's 2 opportunities.
Walker in goal, oh my!
That time Michael Melkonian taking the draw for Cornell. On the violation, it's once again Richmond with possession. Great start to the second half for the Spiders. Kark, all 4 of his goals and all 7 of his points have come in the last 3 games for him.
He worked so hard in the offseason, improving his offensive game. And now it's coming to fruition when they need it more than ever.
Largest lead of the day for the Spiders. Gil Martin. Goldstein answers.
Packard with a low angle rip. Goldstein says, I'll one-up you. The sophomore sensation off the clear. This is what Cornell wants to do, strike an early offense. Look at the dip of the shoulder and the head too, right when Goldstein releases this. This is a beautiful shot. He gets Figu just biting a little bit low, and then it's the quick top hand speed that allows that rocket shot to ring underneath the pipe.
Goldstein from Michael Long. That's 3 assists on the day for Long. And it took him just 18 seconds to answer that Richmond goal that gave the Spiders their largest lead.
And that's what I like about this Cornell offense. You got the 2 quarterbacks. You got Long, who's assisting today. Goldstein's scoring, but Goldstein's in the top 5 nationally in assists per game, so they can beat you with 2 quarterbacks flanked by the best scorer in the country in C.J. Kirst.
Dicenso.
That's 2 goals in 58 seconds against this frightening offense.
Staub, second of the year, leads this team in caused turnovers, leads this team in ground balls from a non-specialist. And again, though, fighting at the X. It's Richmond. That time, Chenoy. Now they got an opportunity here with O'Neal. He's going to slow it down and wait for substitutions.
This is where Richmond's been really good today, Cotter. They've been able to answer when Cornell, you feel like they're getting a little bit of a momentum. 7th different goal scorer for the Spiders. Balance again reigns supreme.
Dicenso now. Chenoy has brilliantly played his 3 face-off men here since Chenoy took the brunt of those face-offs in the first quarter, and it's worked beautifully for Richmond. They've won 5 out of 6 draws in this quarter. It's game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal.
She went second. Plays for Syracuse, the 2-way stud. Season begins May 30th in Albany. Albany always brings it.
Cascadden still able to pick up the GB.
So still no Hunter Smith. Now it's all about Connor Kelly. 20 in red. Can he hold up?
Kirst's 2nd assist on the day, and both of them have been fighting through all kinds of contact to get the ball to 30. Ryan Goldstein. Lamb will shoot. He hits the pipe. That's 6 pipes on the day for Cornell. Final seconds. Oh, big hit. Richmond thought they might get a chance.
15 shots in that 3rd quarter. You felt their relentless approach and just a juggernaut in terms of the way that they attack.
And yet Richmond countered with 12 of their own. They had the lead at the break. They have the lead heading into the 4th. Cascadden wins the draw. Goldstein. Kelleher.
Dalton, the Canadian, made him pay.
5th tie of the game. First time since we were 4-4 early. loses it. Goldstein ends up with it. Extra pass, long. That shot deflected.
This is why you love watching this offense, Connor. It's always about the extra pass. They're always looking for what the wealth of producing attackmen they have, but when C.J. Kurse and Michael Long graduate, Firth will go back to his natural habitat and play alongside Ryan Goldstein for the next 2 years.
And he's a first-team inside lacrosse All-American in midfield. On the defensive end, too, and they took advantage of that. They noticed 22 in white was stuck on defense. Sheridan recognized it, and they burned Cornell.
Cascadden's heating up. That's his 4th victory.
Oh, but look at the hustle then.
It's his 4th face-off victory. He's won the battles, but that war, because it is a war, it's a 3v3. Part of his DNA, go after a matchup and win it in a huge moment.
Violation goes against Chenoy. Cornell's won all 5 draws in this 4th quarter.
C.J. Kurse is 1 for 10 on the afternoon. He's the name.
Martin picks up the GB.
Remember, Cornell used one of their timeouts with Michael Long calling it at the end line. Richmond still has 2.
Firth
in trouble with low angle scoring against Figu. Dalton with that little pump fake and the 2 extra steps just changes the way that he sees the goal.
Long, his 4th assist on the day. Great job by Chenoy to goose that loose ball to a teammate. Their first face-off win of this 4th quarter with 5.